Welcome back, my fourth graders. Today we are going to learn lesson 4.2, estimate products. Our learning target is to use rounding and comparable numbers to estimate products. And our criteria we are going to look at is, I want you to use rounding and comparable numbers to estimate the product. And then you will be able to explain different ways to estimate a product. Now let's dive into our explore and grow. Choose an expression to estimate each product. Write the expression. You may use an expression more than once. I want you to remember our comparable numbers. They are what we used to call friendly numbers. Those are numbers finished with 5, 5, or 0, which is 10. Okay, so those are friendly numbers that you can easily multiply. So let's take a look. You may use an expression more than once. So 21 and 24. 21 is very close to 20, so we are going to look at this, right? All right, 20 and 24 is very close to what? 25, right? So we are going to say 20 times 25 is reasonable. And 26 is close to 25, and 38 is close to what? 40. So this is going to be, all right. Now 23 times 17. 23 is what? Close to 20, and 7 is close to 22. So the first one, 20 times 20. Now 42 times 23. 42 is close to 40, and 23 is gonna be, yeah, let's say 20. Maybe we can use this one as well, but I'm going to use this. It doesn't matter. All right, now compare your answers with a partner. Did you choose the same expressions? Okay, maybe we can check later. It can be this way, 25 times 40. I can say that. All right, and let's move on. And this one is also 25 times 20 is reasonable, which is the same, second one. Okay, let's move on. Now, which estimated product do you think will be closer to the product of 29 and 37? Explain your reasoning. So 29 is close to what? 30, right? And then 37 is close to 40. So I'm going to say 30 times 40 is closer, okay? So explain, because 29 is close to 30 and 37 is close to 40. That's it. Okay, let's move on. Think and grow, estimate products. You can estimate products using rounding. We know rounding up and rounding down number we use, right? Rounding up is what? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And rounding down is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember? You're going up and down, right? So 5 and up, we are going to go to the next 10, right? So you need to add one more to the target number. And 4 through 0, we are going to round down, okay? All right, however, comparable numbers is different than rounding numbers. Comparable numbers are 5 and zeros, which means like 10 maybe, right? Or 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 60, whatever, okay? Now, comparable numbers are numbers that are easy to multiply and are close to the actual numbers. All right, now let's practice. Example, use rounding to estimate 57 times 38. We know rounding. This is very easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? We are going to check what? Round each factor to the nearest 10. So this is going to be target number. We don't have to do this anymore, right? When you see that, 57 is closer to 60 or 50? Yes, 60 here. And 38 is closer to 30 or 40? Yep, 40. That's it. And then multiply 60 times what? 4 tens, right? And that's gonna be 24. And then you need to add what? 1 0. So 240 tens, which means what? 2,400. Okay, so 57 times 38 is about 2,400. Now let's try to use comparable numbers, okay? So comparable numbers to estimate 24 times 31. All right, choose comparable numbers. 24 is close to what? 25, and 31 is close to 30. So 25 times 30 is what? 3 tenths, which means what? 25 times 3, 3 times 5 is 15. Carry 1 up, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1, 7. So 75 tenths, which means 750. So 25 times 31 is about 750. You understand? Let's move on. Show and grow. I'm gonna do this up to number 6, and I want you to pause your video and do rest of them by yourself, okay? And then check your answer with me. Use rounding to estimate the product. 27 times 50. So rounding, remember, rounding, it's not comparable numbers. 27 is closer to 20 or 30? Yes, 30. So 30 times 50. We learned this one, right? 3 times 5 is what? 15. How many zeros need to be added? 2 more zeros. So 1,500. Let's move on. 42 is round down or round up? Yes, correct. Round down, which is 40 times. 14 is round up or down? Round down. So we are going to say this is not 14, but 10 when you round this number. Okay, so 4 times 1, 4. How many zeros? 2 more zeros. Number 3, 61. Round down or round up? Round down, 60 times 33 is also round down. So 70, right? 6 times 7 is what? 42. How many zeros? 2 more zeros. So the answer is what? 4,200. Now let's use comparable numbers to estimate the product. So 19 is what? Closer to 20, let's say, right? And 26 is not 30. We are going to use comparable numbers, which is what? Close to 25. All right? 2 times 25. It's easy, right? 2 times 25 is what? 50. How many zeros? 1 more zero. That's it. Now let's move on. This is what? 25 again. And 78 is close to 80. Now 25 times 8. You have 8 quarters. Yes, $2, which means 200, right? And then how many zeros you need to add? 1 more zero, right? $2 is equal to what? $1 is equal to 100 cents, right? Remember? So $2 is equal to, $2 are, yes, 200 cents. Just think that way. But if you don't get it, don't worry, let's do this. 25 times 8. Okay, I just remember some other way, but let's go ahead this way. 8 times 5 is what? 40. So carry 4 up, and 8 times 2, 16. 16 plus 4, 20, right? And then this 8 is not only 8, but what? 80. So you need to add 1 more zero, 2,000. Isn't it same? Another way is what? 25 times 8. We are going to split that into what? Got it? 4 times 2. Okay? Tens maybe. Yes. So it's gonna be what? This is 100, right? Because we know 4 cents are what? 4 quarters are $1, which is 100 cents, times 20 is 2,000. So there are many different ways that you can find the product, all right? This one, 75, is comparable, right? Because 74 is very close to 75 times 20. Now 75 times 2 is what? If you don't get it, add one more time, okay? And then it's going to be 150. Or if you want to do this times 2, go ahead. 5 times 2 is what? 10. Carry 1 up. 2 times 7? 14. 15. 150. How many zeros? Yes, one more zero. Okay, remember. All right, it's your turn now. Go to the next page. Estimated product. Okay, go ahead, pause your video, solve it, and come back to check your answer. And remember, this time, this estimated product, they didn't ask you to round or use comparable numbers. So whichever you feel comfortable, go ahead. All right, welcome back. How was it? It was easy? All right. So now this, I'm going to use 41. What should I do? Should I use comparable numbers or rounding numbers? I'm going to use rounding numbers. So 40 times 70. All right. So 7 times 4 is what? 28, right? And how many zeros? 2 zeros. So 2,800. If you want to use comparable numbers, and if you used comparable numbers, that should be fine too, which is 40 times 75. That's also correct. All right. And then you need to do this 75 times 4, which is 5 times 2, 4 is 20. Carry 2 up, 7 times 4, 28. So it's going to be 300, and then you need to add one more zero. So either way, this or that, they are all correct. Now 52 times 84. Round number or comparable numbers? Yeah, rounding. That's more easy, right? Yeah, I mean easier. All right, 50 times 80. I'm gonna go ahead. 5 times 8, we don't need to write over again like this. We don't have to because we know already mental math we can use. 5 times 8. Yes, 40. And how many more zeros? 2 more zeros. So the answer is what? 4,000. That's it. And this one, I'm going to use, yeah, rounding number. So I'm going to round this up to 30 times 70, right? 3 times 7, 21, and 2 more zeros. Isn't it easy, simple? Yes. This is, I'm going to round everything. All right, so 40 times 20 is 800. That's simple. 4 times 2 is 8 and 2 zeros, right? All right, this one, 75 is already 75. And then I'm going to use this round. Okay, so should I round? Yeah, that's easier. I'm going to do it. 80 times 20, because this 4 is what? Round down number. So I'm going to say this is what? 8 times 2, 16, and add 2 more zeros. So 1,600. All right. Now next, this is 90 times 50. 9 times 5? Yes, 45, and 2 more zeros to be added. All right, next. 40, since 40 is round down, times 80. 32, 2 more zeros, so 3,200. Okay, remember, you are just checking your answer with me, okay? You are not copying my answer. Remember that. And this is what? Round down and also round down, which is 600. 2 times 3 is 6 and 2 zeros. All right, this one, round up number, so, oops, sorry, 50 times another 50. 5 times 5 is 25, and add 2 more zeros, so 2,500. All right. Now, write two possible factors that can be estimated as shown. All right. So write two possible factors. It can be very like different, okay? So unknown number, I put x, okay, times y, x, y, z, right? Has to be 2400, which means 2400. So what will be like? Yes, it's gonna be 6 times 4 is 24, right? And 8 times 3 also can be 24. And what else? It can be very like different. What else can you find? 6 times 4, okay, we got it. And I think, yeah, now also we can say 2 times 12 is 24. We are talking about 24, right? And then we need to add what? 2 more zeros each. So it should be like this. So that means possible factors can be, when you round this number, it's supposed to be 60, 80, or 20. I'm going to pick this one only since we don't have that much time to go everything. So I'm gonna go, this is as representative, okay? So 60 times 40 is what? 2,400. And 60 can be what? It can be 56, right? Or even, it's too many. From 55 through 64 is gonna be what? When you round this number, it's gonna be 60. So any number between 55 to 64, if you pick, that's correct for 60 to 40. For 40, I'm going to say it's gonna be 35 through what? Between 35 to 44. So if you pick 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, you are correct. Um, Let me write down this in case, if you pick this 80 times 30, I feel bad if I just skip it. So I'm going to say it's going to be 75 through 84. And 30 is what? 25 through 34. If you pick around that numbers, you're correct. And for 20 to 120, I'm going to say 15 through 24. If you round these numbers in between this, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 22, 23, 24, it's going to be 20. Remember that, right? And then I'm going to say 115 through 124. If you pick one of the numbers, you're correct. Number 17, since we took so much time to explain this one question, I'm going to just make it simple, okay? So I'm going to pick 3 times 4 is 12. And how many more zeros do we need to add? 1, 2. 2 more zeros, right? It needs to be down here, sorry. 30 down here. When you round this number, it should be 30 and 40 or 40 and 30, whatever, right? Or 6 and 2. So I'm going to say it's going to be 25 through 34. Any number in between is correct. And 35 through 44, any number in between these, you're correct. All right. If you have any more questions, please ask me, okay, when I go over it in the class time. All right, number 18. You use 50 times 30 to estimate 46 times 29. Will your estimate be greater than or less than the actual product? This is the question. Will it be greater or less than the actual product? Explain. All right, you use 50 times 30 instead of 46 times 29. So you round up or down? Yes, you round up. That means what? Your estimated is greater than your actual product. Make sense? Because you use greater number than actual number. Of course, when you multiply bigger number, you are going to get bigger product. That easy, right? So it's going to be greater. Why? Because you rounded, let's say you round it up. That's it. All right, number 19. Your friend uses rounding to estimate 25 times 72. She gets a product of 700. Is your friend's estimate correct? Explain. Remember rounding. Your friend uses rounding to estimate. That means what? 15 is round up or round down? Yes, it needs to be round down. Sorry, round up. And 72, I was thinking about 72 round down. Okay, so 72 is what? Round up or round down? Yes, round down since 2 is less than 5, right? So it's gonna be 1,400 since 2 times 7 is 14 and you need to add 2 more zeros. So the answer is no. Okay, and this is the explain. 20 times 70 is 1,400, not 700. All right. So in math, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes, number sentence can be the explanation. Okay, number sentence. That's why we call it number sentence. Okay. Last page, guys. Yeah, I think today's lesson is not that complicated, right? All right. So now, about how much does 1 year of phone service cost? All right, you need to think, what do you know and what do you need to find and how will you solve? There are how many months? 12 months in 1 year. So multiply the price per month by 12. Okay? All right, 12 times 24 is maybe phone service we are talking about, right? Estimate the product. Now, one way. Use round, oh, sorry, we need to use the chart still. Okay, all right, table here. All right, use rounding to estimate. So we are going to use what? Rounding numbers. So 12 is round down to 10, and 24 is also round down to 20, which is what? 200. So 1 year of phone service costs about what? $200. Another way, let's check. Use comparable numbers to estimate. So 12 is close to 10, yes, correct, and 24 is close to 25. So 10 times 25 is $250. So 1 year of phone service costs about $250. All right, you have one way and another way, two ways, okay, to estimate. All right, show and grow. Number 20, use the table above about how much does 1 year of internet service cost. Okay, now we are talking about the internet service cost. About, right? About how much does 1 year of cable television service cost? Oh, so we need to find out what? Two different costs. Okay, so for internet and cable television. So internet is what? 45. I'm gonna put this in here so I don't have to go back and forth. Internet is what? $45 times 12, right? For 1 year. And cable television is what? 89. Ooh, they're expensive. Times 12. Now let's find out, but we don't have to find the actual product because they were asking us what? About and about. That means what? We can estimate. All right, 45, I'm going to round this up, right? They didn't ask us to round number or use comparable numbers, but I'm gonna round up. All right, round the number. So this is gonna be what? 50 because 5 is what? Round up number. So 50 times 10, 12, I'm going to round down, okay, to 10, which is $500. That's for the internet. And cable is what? 89 is close to 90 times 10, which is 900. So $900 for the cable service, okay? Cable television, whatever. Okay, number 21. A giant panda eats 28 pounds of food each day. An orca eats 17 times as much food as the panda eats each day. About how much? Okay. About how much food does the orca eat each day? So panda eats 28 and orca is what? 28 times 17, right? 17 more times than panda. Let's go ahead, but we don't have to find the actual product, but we need to find the estimate. Since they were asking about how much, right? So 28 is round up or round down? Yes, round up. Why we call it round up? Just refresh your memory. Yes, because we are gonna write down bigger number, so going up, okay? So number is going up to 30, okay? And then 17 is also what? Also rounding up number, so we are going to transfer that into 20. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 more zeros, 2 more zeros. 600 pounds, okay? So we can say about, because for the estimate, you have to write about. If not, they're gonna get confused too. So about 600 pounds. Okay? Alright, that's it for today, guys. Your homework is what? Page 153 and 4. That's your homework. And good job. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.